I will say this, man. Like this is why like I try not to like do any kind of work with like friends and family because there's always that. It's like, hey man, can you and they're not gonna say it, but it's kind of implied between both you guys without saying a word. It's like, hey man, you're gonna hook me up, right? Because I known you since you were sixth grade.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, but you haven't done shit for me, so why do I owe you anything? But that's a whole different story. But I'm saying like. This is what sucks. Like, I try not to do any fucking kind of work for friends and family because I know the reality of things and I know how my numbers are and I know that
you can't afford me.
You see my. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I know when you see those numbers, you're gonna be taken aback. That's all. We'll say that.
That's why you don't see my fucking family members because I'm like, dude, like I know you guys are cheap
besides
as fuck.
Your kids,
like,
besides
hey, I'm not my brother, maybe afford me, but like other people, like I'm sorry, fam, like you can't afford me. Like that's a sad fact, and I'm not.
It's not a sad fact.
It's not the sad fact. It's
just
hard
reality. Yeah,
bro. Like I'm not gonna fucking go to my aunts and be like, yo, like you want some photos? Of course, Pete. Like I've seen you work.
It's amazing.
I was like, what about the discount? Like what discount? The family discount? Like.
I'll add an extra edit if you want.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll give you a free photo, but no, like that's like the reality, the sad reality, quote unquote, that I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna give you a discount because it's the same amount of work that I'm gonna do for fucking somebody who hires.
And it's like, and if it doesn't matter if it's full time or part time. Like, if this is like your hustle, your side hustle, like I'm able to make money from this to like have some food on my table. Like, this pays my rent, man. Like. I can't afford to give you a discount just because I know you. This is my full-time living, man. Like, I can't just do that. Like, I can't go to your job. Your boss can't go to your job and be like, hey, man, like, I'm going to reduce your pay because whatever. Like, it's only, and like, I feel like it's only, and correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone on YouTube, like, put a comment down below in any profession where this happens, where I feel like only in the creative space when it comes to like, photographers, videographers, web designers, whatever, like there's always a negotiation where it's like if you go to an Apple store and you want to get this brand new M1 chip laptop that just came out that's like $1,700 or whatever, you can't go there and be like, hey, that's an amazing laptop, but I only have $700. Can you take that? That never fucking happens, and it only happens in our creative world, which is so weird. I don't get it. Guys, creators, you need to stick up for yourselves, have a fucking spine, and tell them what's real, man.
And that's what we're saying, because you have to have a fucking spine. You know, you have to have a spine. And we're not saying this because we're trying to show off. We're trying to say, like, we make this much money. We're bigger than my family, this and that. No, we're saying we're trying to fucking set a precedent for you motherfuckers. Because this is In the Frame podcast. We started this podcast because we want everybody to learn and live and you know, dream what we just ended the podcast. Like, you're going to be fucking hated for no matter what the fuck you do. You can do something you hate, and you're going to be hated on. You can do something you love, and you're going to thrive, and you're going to have haters. I have haters 24/7. I don't give a fuck. I'm still earning the fucking money I'm requiring, and I'm accepting, and I'm doing the things I love. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing everything I love, and I still have haters, but I have these fucking blinders that I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like, you can hate me, man. This is me. This is who I am. I'm not going to fucking shy away from that, motherfucker. This is me. This is me. This is why I'm going to live and die. And I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I was who I was. Yeah, there's a fucking peanut gallery out there who doesn't fucking like me because who fucking knows why? Everybody, I've always had a fucking hater. You've had a fucking hater. Who fucking knows why they fucking hate you?
It could be as close as your friends and relatives, man.
It could be your family, your cousins. I don't know. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
And like, you don't want to make it awkward too, like especially like with friends and family. Like when you drop that price and it's like, you know for sure, like it's gonna be, you're gonna wow them, and then you don't want to like, oh, this guy thinks he's better than me. Like, oh, he doesn't, like shit like that happens, man. It's just something that happens. And like, dude, like me being in this like whole business world, like consuming knowledge 24/7 as far as like the whole how business works in general, how the world works. Like, I'm able to appreciate things that like if someone, fuck, I'm trying to think of like a real world example that I've experienced where I'm paying for some sort of service. Like I'm more inclined to, like, even though I never get tips, but I'm more inclined to give a nicer tip because like, hey man, or if I do like some sort of car repairment with, I had
experience.
Yeah. And then like, not just that, but like if someone gives me a price, I'm not going to negotiate it because this is part of the game. Maybe I'm getting ripped off. Who knows? Maybe I am or not. But like, hey, I get it. Like if this is what your price is to like change my brake tires or some shit like that, like I don't know, like I'm gonna pay for it. Like I'm not gonna negotiate and hustle. Like, hey man, let me get a lower because I've been in those shoes where it's like when people try to do shit with me, and it's like, bro, like yo, fuck off. Like this is the price. Take it or leave it. Yeah,
no, I love that. I love what you said. Prime example, dude. I go to my barber. My barber, he cuts my hair. Yo, shout out Daniel. Don't hate me. He sometimes he fucks on my hair. Not fucks it up. Damn. But he like he does something and like I'm like, damn, bro. Like that's not what I wanted. But he's so.
Were you clear and concise?
Yeah, I was.
A little off topic, but were you clear and concise?
No, I was.
Okay.
And granted, I was like, damn, bro. Like I've seen your fucking videos, and damn, he's probably watching this shit. And we're like, damn, Pete. Like I saw your fucking video. Anyways. So like I'd be seeing things like, damn, bro, like this is what I want, and then I tell him, I'm like, hey, I want this taper thing because I've been getting these fades, and we figured out it was a taper.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, like you gotta tell me it's a taper. It's a taper. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot. I'm like, my bad.
That's on you.
So then that was on me, and I was like, yo, that's cool, man. But he, like I told you before, and I've told this in the podcast, getting a haircut for me is getting a manicure.
Yeah,
it's hard to find a fucking a decent cutter a barber who like makes me feel good. We have a conversation, we share tattoos, this and that, and I love him for that. So I'm paying for the experience. Hey, you fuck on my hair once here and there, it's fine, bro.
Let it slide.
I love you because you're gonna fix it, and he improves, and he's telling me about his passion. He's like trying to dye hair and like going like all these avenues, and I'm like, damn. And shout out to Daniel. He probably won't even see this because I haven't even told him about the podcast. I've told him I'm a photographer and this and that, but you guys know me. I don't push the podcast anyways. So I'm like, dude, don't even worry about it, man. Like you get it straight. And he even told me like this is what I love about him. He was honest. He was like, dude, your hair is just difficult for me. And I was like, dude, I appreciate that. You told me straight up my hair is difficult for you and you're still learning. Well, fuck it, man. I'll be your dummy because I love a conversation. We're taking an hour to cut my hair. You're trimming my beard, this and that. And I still tip them $10 every time, which $10 for a fucking barber. Is that standard? I mean, that's a lot. Like
okay, I don't know because I don't go to barbers. But I cut my own hair.
A cut is like $35. I'll tip them $10. Do the percentage.
Yeah.
So I do him that and this and that. Anyways, he makes me feel special, and it's about the experience. And I even told him, I was like, dude, like the past 5 years, you're my third barber, which says a lot. You know, like I've been going to him.
He definitely bounced around.
Thankfully, he's right by my house, like a block away. Like
it's even more convenient.
So I'm like, perfect, dude. Like, blah, blah, blah. But it's one of those things where, like, it's experience. Yeah. He makes me feel comfortable. He makes me feel like at home. He gives me a fucking beer. And sometimes I bring this shit and it's like, oh, damn, like, you're a pro. Like, you bring your own shit. I'm like, yeah, bro, because your beer is trash. It's fucking watered down.
Give you some Modelos and shit?
Yeah, no, it's like fucking
Budweiser.
Yeah, watered down beer. And I'm like, nah, bro, I got you. And I appreciate that experience, and I'm willing because as a quote unquote part-time freelancer, I appreciate that, and I see the value in my experience, and that's why I pay what I pay him, because I'm like, okay, that this is hard to come by. Yeah, just like a videographer, a photographer, and that.
Yeah, it's amazing that you're saying this because like you're in the other side of the coin where you could easily be like, yo, bro, like you fuck my shit up. Like, yo, where's that discount? Like, I'm not going to tip you. But you're like, you know, the hustle, you know how the hustle is. Like, you're able to understand both sides of perspectives. So that's really cool for you to like notice that. So like, it's him seeing the way he reacts to like your needs. Like, I feel like you'll learn nuggets as like, all right, like I didn't like the way he treated me on this part. So I'm going to make sure on my profession, I don't do that to my own clients too. Yeah. So I'm sure you've picked up some things like, oh, I'm like, oh, that was really good idea. Like I'm gonna start implementing that in my own business too. Mm-hmm. And I've seen that happen before many times where most of the times I see things that I don't like. And it's happened many times. Like it just happens all the time. And I'm like, all right, I don't like the way they didn't make me feel comfortable. They didn't make me feel welcome. Like I need to make sure I don't do that with my clients. And so
prime example, dude,